You're new. Where are you from? You in the red vest?
Me?
I like your vest.
Sports intern for 7 years.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Who's sitting down tonight?
Krejci, Zaboral, Lauko.
How's Krejci coming along?
Good. Today was his best day, so that has us optimistic, about where he's going to be game one. He will not play either game.
Okay.
Will you try to take a look at that Hall, Coyle, Bertuzzi line at some point during the game? I know it'd be Krejci out is kind of tough, but
Yeah, with Krejci out, it's tough. So it's a good point. Probably should go to it at some point tonight or Montreal.
They're still a little ways away, but forward, is he looking like a possibility to start right up for the playoffs?
Yeah, he's got some boxes to check. I was actually wondering why he was in a black jersey today. I'm like, you're supposed to be in a Merlot still, from everything I've been told so far.
how much of a luxury has it been to have Nosek in what he's been able to do in the face-off circle for me this year, with late games especially?
Yeah, it's a huge benefit. It's a huge benefit when Patrice Bergeron's okay, because he trusts that Nosek's going to win the draw on that side as well. And then at the end of the game, I have both of them out there. The first guy can go and cheat his rear end off because you have the other ace behind you. It's a nice feeling on the left dot.
I know you've talked about it before, these sort of, different goals outside of the playoffs, these external goals of the points, the record and all that. And has it been useful in providing sort of a framework or parameters for these, and purpose for these remaining games?
Very much so. I do think, the fact that we've had such a good regular season has provided us with a little bit of, how do you close out, how do you set a record? It's very similar. We're trying to equate it to closing out a series or winning game one, those kind of things. And we started out with about 5 to 6 games left in the regular season.
With Krejci, it's a matter of not overdoing it right now, so that he is 100%
Correct.
start of the playoffs.
That's exactly what it is.
Is having those goals, having those records to kind of shoot for, how much has that allowed the team to just have something to focus on, to not sort of, wander away when you have, obviously the cushion that you had going towards the end of the regular season?
It's been very beneficial. And, we've kept in mind the whole time that we are setting ourselves up for the playoffs. That's the most important thing, as we've discussed many times. And that is pretty obvious by some of the lineups we've put out there, right? We're not taking any risk with core players, and it's provided us an opportunity to see foreshadow in the future, whether it's, Charlie Coyle, playing center up in the 1 hole, and Zaka in the 2 hole, and Freddie in the 3 hole. They're getting valuable experience, getting those kind of minutes for the inevitable when.
After the game.
I'm gonna start crying, Bergie, hopefully Krejci never retire, but.
After the game in Philly, Pasta said that the idea is to be perfect for the playoffs. Can you ever be perfect?
No, you can't. You can try and be perfect in your execution, but the other team's trying to be perfect as well. I'm surprised to hear him say that. It's good that he's thinking that way.
Goaltending plans here for the last 2?
We're gonna go with Ulmer tonight, and then we'll decide on Thursday. We're leaning towards Swayman, but we'll see after tonight.
And what's your general thought for, I know we don't know the schedule yet, you don't even know the opponent yet, but general thought for Friday, Saturday, Sunday in terms of rest, practice?
Friday's off, that's for sure. And depending on we play Monday or Tuesday, depending on whether, there'll be another potential optional in there on Sunday. It just depends on when we start.
You see Craig Smith tonight. I'm sure that was a tough day in Seattle when you get the news. Why was it important to you to deliver that message in person, whatever it was, rather than you could have texted them, you could have called them, but to say what you had to say to Craig in the hotel?
Well, I think there's 2 things. One, Smitty's a great person, and he was really important in helping us. not only this year, but obviously the last couple of years. Someone who's really loved and cared about by his teammates. And then the second thing, that's just the way we do things here. It's the Bruins way. We communicate, whether, we're given unfortunate news like, I had to deliver to Smitty, or whether we're congratulating someone. We like to do stuff face to face and rather over the phone. Because I think you can see that the true emotion in someone's face matters.
And were you the actual one breaking the news to Greg?
I was, yes. Yeah, so it was the deadline, right? So Don was here,
Right.
working his magic.
Both you, specific to both Orlov and Hathaway, there's always that thing about you know them from afar, then you get to know them. In each case, what have you kind of learned about them, or maybe that you didn't?
They're both better than I expected, and I thought they were good,
Better higher end, you're saying?
Higher end, in their roles and as people, as teammates, they fit the Bruins culture to a T. They're all in for the team. What I didn't know about them was their sense of humor. Both of them are really funny. Because like the one game where I was like, wait, Frederick came back in St. Louis to the bench and he let a good one-timer go, way to be ready, Freddie. And I said, I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it. And he turned back with his Brown education, liberal arts, and he looked back at me and gave me a little eye roll. And I saw his dad last game, and he's like, yeah, he's heard that a lot.
Yeah.
And the rest of it, right?
Yeah.
And your feet show it, they're Longfellows. I left that part out.
Coach, before the season started, a lot of people in the media, who clearly were proven to know nothing, kind of grouped you, the Penguins, and the Capitals in as these teams that have been good for a while, and maybe it's going to start to turn the other way, and they'll be fighting for a playoff position. Why is your team not in that spot right now?
That's a good question. We're good. I don't know what else to say. Like, we're deep, right? I mean, I don't think anybody knew, including myself, how good we were. Lindholm's a stud. No one knew that for sure. He's a true number one. We have two number one. Both goalies, like Ullmark and Foligno, with the second year as a Bruin, much more comfortable. Their families are more comfortable. They get to their level that was expected when they were signed. There's a lot of contributing factors, and obviously, Bergeron and Krejci, they're winning the battle against Father Time right now.
Jim, when you wake up in January, look out the windows, and maybe a foot of snow, what have you, when you wake up today, it's 70 degrees out in the city of Boston, everybody's out. How good of a feeling is that, knowing that you're coming to NHL playoff hockey?
Yeah, that's when it starts to warm up, and you feel the warmth of the sun. It tends to you start thinking about playoff hockey and the excitement. And I think the last game we played against the Devils, our fans were in playoff mode. The building was the loudest I've heard it all year. It was great.
Are you paying attention to this wild card race at all? Are you watching the games, like any of the games last night, or are you just focused on what you guys are doing?
Watching when I can. Last night was my anniversary, so I took my wife to dinner. That's more important.
Happy anniversary.
Way more important.
Can you start to feel what hockey and the Bruins means to this city? Especially like around playoff time, you start to feel the fervor more. And you saw how many fans were at the Philly game.
Yeah, but that's been true all season long. Our fans travel great. So no, I haven't felt it yet. No, a little bit that, like I alluded to with our fans Saturday night, but I haven't felt like the energy in and around the city yet, no.
Providence will have its own business going on, but typically you'd be grabbing and getting 2, 3, whatever number of guys. What is your general thinking there in terms of how much you'll look for them for support and personnel?
Well, significantly, but I think outside of our normal roster, because they're trying to win a championship too, I don't expect anybody to be with us right away. I guess I shouldn't speak out of turn. I haven't talked to Don about that, but it's what I've seen in the past.
Good. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.